What's up, beautiful people? How you doing? What's cooking? What's popping? Hope y'all are staying safe because that's what is very, very important. I'm Hilda Elias, and you're welcome to the Maiden edition of The Grill. On this space, we'll talk about different topical issues, not just topical, but everything trending, everything hot, everything popular, everything controversial. As long as it's hot and can be on the grill, yes, we'll talk about it. Today on The Grill, we just can't help but talk about one of the vile crimes that has led to social unrest: rape. This is one grave offense that leaves its victims physically, mentally, and emotionally traumatized, sometimes for life. It may be carried out by physical force, coercion, abuse of authority, or against a person who is incapable of valid consent, such as one who is unconscious, incapacitated, or below the legal age of consent. All over the world, more than 250,000 women and children are victims of rape or sexual harassment, and for years now, countries, societies, and individuals have protested against this monstrous act, yet it happens almost every day. Just last week, a 12-year-old girl was sexually violated by 11 men in Jigawa State. In a more tragic event, Vera Owaila Omozuwa, a 100-level student of Uniben, was raped and murdered in a church where she was studying. These tragic stories set the social media ablaze as many Nigerians protested and campaigned against rape. The fact is, many rape victims are either bullied to silence or left to bear the blame and shame, while the sexual predators go with little or no punishment at all. Protests and campaigns are never enough. The question remains, how can the government, the authorities, and the society put an end to this madness? What measures should be taken against all sexual predators, and in the case of Uwa Mozua, should the church be held responsible for what happened to her? Matter of fact, guys, I took to my social media pages to post these questions, and I got replies, tons of replies. They were really overwhelming, but I just could take only a little down. I could just take a few of them down, and that's what we're going through today. Let's take a look at some of them. Okay, this one from Emmanuel Okonkwo says, there is lack of security in this nation. That is why some people do all manner of devilish things and still go scot-free. The church also has to be punished. How can rape go on in a church and nobody is there? Not even security. I think the pastor of that church has a say to that. The government should give them death sentences, that he's talking about the rapists here, so as to teach others a lesson. Okpai says, the matter no be here, oh. He pass just talk. More stringent rules should be done on rape. More outreach centers in form of toll-free lines and social media platforms should be set up for victims of rape. Parents should train the male child to be better. What I see all around are a lot of untrained boys who will grow up to become men in the society, and the vicious cycle continues. The perpetrators should be held responsible, regardless of their personalities or office they hold. This one from Fun says, the church shouldn't be held responsible for the person that gave her the key. However, it is not safe to go to a lonely place alone. She should have gone with a senior friend. The act was timed because we are told she has been going there to read. Well, we can't blame the poor girl right now. We can't blame her at all. It's already too late. She is gone, and it's not her fault. The church is supposed to be a place of refuge, a sanctuary. She never expected such a thing will happen to her there. Anyway, let's take a look at this one. This is from Chinedu. He says, I don't think so. From a legal standpoint, the answer is no. It's like arresting the owners of the hotel because someone was killed inside. The church did not organize the reading class. She voluntarily requested for the keys. It is quite sad. The case looks like a revenge attempt. History of the girl's social media posts, text, calls can give a lead. Her friends too will play a big role in pointing out who has been threatening her recently. Those culprits must be brought to justice. Correct, they really have to be brought to justice. True. So true. And this one here from Mary said, let the government put in place laws that would scare them away. But unfortunately, they will never do that. After all, Alhajis in power marry children that they rape repeatedly. So it's not a big deal for them because it will affect them gravely. If only they can put a law to it, e.g. castration without anesthesia, or death by hanging, or 30 years imprisonment, men would think twice before their actions. After all, we are all animals, but the better animals are the tamed and trained ones. Really deep. And this one from Taye says, we as human beings, we as humans, as parents, as guardians, as friends, as aunts and uncles are to blame. We all find it easier to teach a girl sex education. Not sure I've heard of any family teaching a boy sex education. The church is the members and not the heads. Perhaps from the story it sounds like a student church. People have criticized the church for closing their doors in the past. Now they want to criticize them for opening it again. What happened to the 12-year-old girl raped by 11 men? Should the owner of the land be penalized? Nigerians need to start blaming the actual culprits and stop giving them a chance to explain themselves. Well, guys, you've heard from social media users. In my opinion, I believe really strict laws need to be made. Really strict laws against rapists and every sexual predator, not just light laws. They really need to go through the same kind of pain that their victims went through. If only, it's just that I give up on this country. Actually, I really give up on this country. If only those in authority, not just in Nigeria but all over the world, can say no to bribery and corruption and can stand for what is right, then I believe the society will be a pleasant place. Ladies will be able to move about freely without the fear of the unknown. But by the way, humans are evil on a good day. Too bad. So I think the best thing to do is just to avoid rape or avoid any situation that will lead to rape. Men, fathers, brothers, uncles, teach your daughters, your nieces, your sisters how to defend themselves. Any kind of defensive move they can use against this rapist to be good. Enroll your sisters, your girlfriends, your nieces, your daughters in martial arts classes, or just teach them any little defensive moves. Ladies, don't go anywhere alone. Guys, do not allow your sisters, your daughters, your friends, your girlfriends, your nieces go anywhere alone. And ladies, if you have to go anywhere alone for one reason or the other, make sure you protect yourself. You can arm yourself with a pepper spray. If you can't afford pepper spray, you just put hot grinded pepper like tatashi or atarudo, very hot one with ethanol, what we call spirit, inside a bottle, a spray bottle, and you can use that. You're good to go. Don't ever visit a guy alone, especially a guy you don't really know. Don't put yourself in any position, a vulnerable position that can easily lead to rape. Please do that. And before we go, let's take 2 more messages. Gideon McManus says the church shouldn't, because the culprits are demons and sons of the devil. They just wanted to desecrate the house of God. To curb the menace on rape, I think plaintiffs, as suspects, must be beheaded. Straight up. Lastly, we have this one from Emeka Rowland, and it's lengthy, very, very lengthy, but I'll do my best to make it quick. He says, first, it has to do with our society. You can't give what you don't have. Our society is highly opinionated regarding the girl child, and unfortunately, most of these opinions are negative. For instance, most societies in Nigeria see women as objects rather than human beings. Some of these people go into politics, become powerful, and then make laws that protect them because most of them are the culprits. Rape can't be stopped. Rape can't be stopped because the human mind is the most complex being in the universe, but it can be curbed and also be prevented. These are the 2 solutions that can reduce its effect in our society. It can be curbed by passing of laws that protect the victims, both male and females, I agree with you, and also making the penalty intense. That way, rapists will have to think twice before wearing their monstrous garments. Those convicted of rape should be punished adequately, and the public should be informed about Those convicted of rape should be punished adequately, and the public should be informed about it. It is not only Uwa. There was Ochanya. What has become of the culprits? No one knows. So by letting the public know that such convicts have been punished, people will be careful how they behave. The government should provide the means of proving rape cases no matter when it happened. This will give the victims a push to step out and talk because eventually they will get justice. Then the stigmatization of rape victims should stop. Rape victims should not be looked upon as outcasts. I do think the church should be held responsible. Yes, the crime was committed on the altar. It goes to show how loose our church has become. You see, when people like us talk about the ills in the church, those who are brainwashed will call us out. First, those that killed this girl or the person that did it, is he not a Christian? Has the church been able to teach him the right precepts? No. Then the church in question, are they saying that this particular church is a thoroughfare, anyone can just walk in and out? Don't they have security? There are lots of questions that should be answered. What more can I say, guys? They've all said it all. Now, before I go, I would like to say something. No dressing is an excuse for a woman to be raped. It's not about the way a lady is dressed. Like from this illustration you can see right now on the screen, you can see that all kinds of ladies are raped. The ones who are well dressed, the ones who wear mini clothes, even little babies or toddlers. So it's not a matter of how a lady is dressed. Alright guys, that's all for today. I hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.